Today I am going to discuss about gastroesophageal reflux disorder, and from today onwards I will discuss about gastric pathology or gastrointestinal pathology. So through this topic I will discuss the pathological changes in this disorder and the management and diagnostic procedure etc, and what is the risk factor of the disease. So let's discuss about the gastroesophageal reflux disease, GERD. What are the risk factors of this disease? First one is transient lower esophageal sphincter relaxation. Second point is smoking. Third is alcohol. Fourth is obesity. Fifth is overeating. Sixth is pregnancy. Seventh is hiatal hernia. These seven risk factors are responsible for the gastroesophageal reflux disorder. Now, what are the clinical features of this disease? Three most common clinical features are: first one, retrosternal pain, most important. Second one, sour brush, and third one is teeth discoloration. So these are the clinical features. Through these clinical features you can easily identify that gastroesophageal reflux disorder case. Now the diagnostic procedure. Diagnostic procedure, first one is 24-hour pH study. Second one is manometry, so decrease lower esophageal sphincter pressure. And third is endoscopy plus biopsy. These two gives you the confirmed diagnosis. Now, what are the major pathological changes occurring through this disease? Pathological changes. In this case, you know that esophagus, total esophagus is lined by simple squamous epithelium cell layer, and the stomach part lined by intestinal columnar epithelium cell. If you intake of food or food content, it goes through the esophagus, then reaches to the stomach. In this gastroesophageal reflux disorder, some food content of the esophagus goes reback to the lower part of the esophagus. If this incident happens repeatedly, then the acidic food content of the stomach comes back repeatedly to the lower part of the stomach, a lower part of the esophagus. That causes a pathological changes, that is squamous cell layer of the lower esophageal junction or lower esophageal part that gets converted into intestinal columnar epithelial layer. So squamous cell layer of lower esophageal part gets converted into intestinal columnar epithelial part. Sorry, epithelial cell layer. So the lower part of the esophagus lining gets changed from simple squamous epithelium cell layer to intestinal columnar epithelium cell layer, and this is acid resistant. And this change is a metaplastic changes. And this type of esophagus is known as Barrett esophagus. This Barrett esophagus is responsible for formation of adenocarcinoma. So, if you have gastroesophageal reflux disorder, then you should take a immediate treatment. Now the management. What are the management of the gastroesophageal disorder and the Barrett esophagus? First one, that is, you should decrease the HCl, because in this case secretion of HCl is increased, so you should decrease the HCl. First treatment by the help of PPI or proton pump inhibitor. Second thing, prokinetic drug. To control the gastric motility or gastric peristaltic movement. Third, surgery. If not controlled by the above two drug, then you should go for surgery. What kind of surgery? That is fundoduplication. Fundoduplication. And investigation of choice in case of examination, that is how you can examine or how you can identify that there is occurring of occurring of Barrett esophagus. I, I will I will tell a hint, that is there is presence of goblet cell in the lower esophageal part. This is the most identifying cell which denotes you that the patient is suffering Barrett esophagus. I think you should understand the topic. Read well. Next topic is coming soon. Thank you.